It's your boy Eli, and this is the E&Kidd podcast. And today, man, I want to talk about Klay Thompson, aka the second Splash Bro, aka Game 6 Klay, aka Klay Slay, and why he is a superstar. But before I get into the video, make sure to hit the like button. The more people that hit the like button, the YouTube algorithm will just push our content more, so it allows other people to see the great content you have just saw. Also, do not forget to comment below and subscribe. The more people who subscribe to the channel, the more we become in competition with networks like First Take and Undisputed, and maybe one day we'll grow big enough to be the greatest sports podcast of all time. Now, back to the video. Yo! Like I was saying before, Klay Thompson is a superstar, and I'm gonna prove to you today why that is. So I'm gonna take the year that I won 73 games but didn't win the championship. That was 2015, 2016. Klay averaged 22.1 points in that regular season. For the playoffs, he averaged 24.3. I think that was also his best playoff season. I chose this year just because it shows you that he was making growth before KD came, because KD kind of stunted his growth because he became a third option while he was still averaging around 20 points. I mean, obviously KD is going to take the second bulk of the shots just because of KD outside of Steph. So, because the year that KD came, the first year, he averaged 22.3, but outside of that, it kind of went down. But for the past 5 seasons, he's averaged 20 or so. Imagine if Klay was on his own team. Like after 2015, 2016, he was on his own team. I expect for his points to go up by maybe 6 or 7, be 27 or 28 points per game he'll be averaging. But you got to think about it. He's going to average more points just off the fact that he's not guarding the best defender every game. He's not guarding a Kyrie. He's not guarding a Luka Doncic. He's not guarding a Jason Tatum, a Damian Lillard. Because usually what they do is, if Steph is not the best defender, they'll put Klay Thompson on every point guard or the opposing team's best player. Because Draymond's good, but Draymond is the vocal leader on defense, and he's kind of roaming all over the place to play defense on multiple players. When Klay, they're just going to stick Klay on one player, and that's who he's going to be guarding for the rest of the game. So it's even a shame that he's only made one defensive team, which is all defensive second team. I think his defense is good enough to warrant a couple more defensive teams. Not saying it should have been first, but at least a couple third and second teams. That's how I feel about that. But outside of that, yeah, his production went up. This is the same Klay Thompson that in 2019 he had 26 points in the finals, which basically what he averaged, 55% shooting from the field and 59% shooting from the three-point range, which is basically almost 60%, which is crazy. And that was the year that KD got injured in the finals. I mean, he also got injured in the finals, but he was putting on as the second best star when they load up on Steph and Klay, because outside of them, they didn't really have any offensive production, which is amazing. So his own team, I think Klay could do something like that or even get better. Imagine if he left Steph after 2016, he got his own team, he's working on his handles. Could you imagine a Klay Thompson with handles? A Klay Thompson who can get his own shot like Steph Curry? Oh my God. It'd be ridiculous, bro. In my opinion, Klay's like the best catch and shoot three-point shooter, but Steph still has him because he can score off the dribble and catch and shoot. But more so, he can get his own handles off the dribble, which is ridiculous. Klay having that, Klay is definitely a superstar. Klay would be one of the best players in the game. Klay would be unstoppable, honestly, because he's so lethal from three-point range, and he'll have handles. But even without that, I think Klay would be good because he'll be getting more shots. So basically, his percentage will go up. His points per game will go up, and I think his percentage may not go up, but his points per game will definitely go up because he's shooting more shots, and he's already an effective guard at scoring efficiently and not just being a volume shooter. So that's already amazing. And we also had the game where Klay hit 14 threes in the game. Yes, I know KD was there, but still, 14 threes in the game. He made a new record. He basically broke Steph Curry's record, which was 13 threes. Now he has 14 threes. Nobody still broke it, even though it was a recent record. 58% from the field, and he also had 52 points, which is crazy. It's also the game. We got Game 6 Klay. So the Warriors, this is also the 73-9 season where the Warriors are about to get put out of that game because the Thunder came up 3-1. That game, he scored 41 points, had 11 out of 18 threes, and shot 61% from the field. Could you imagine shooting 61% from the field when you're about to get put out of a game? Bro, it's not easy to do. A lot of players in that situation would choke. But being the superstar he stepped up, had 41 points, shot 61% from the field. He was basically unstoppable out there. They tried everything. Klay had 2 hands in his face, 1 hand in his face, draped all over him, following him through the court, still hitting threes all over the court. So, man, he just had some amazing performances. Also, the performance where Klay had 60 points off 11 dribbles and shot 63% from the field. It's hard to score without dribbling on the ball a lot. And Klay just does it like nobody else, bro. Only 11 dribbles and he got 60 points. Imagine if Klay had dribbles and he could get his shot on his own more. Klay averaged 30-some points a game, bro. I'm telling y'all. Y'all underestimate, like, when you're sharing time, when you become the second star, or sometimes you become the third best player on your team, you're just not given the opportunity to shine as you would because you are Batman. You're a Robin to Batman. You know what I mean? So you're sharing a lot more. You're sharing a lot more. You're not number one guy, so you're not getting the most shots. You're getting the second most shots, the third most shots. But if your team is just, they share the ball all the time, then you're not getting a large volume of shots. But he's being efficient with the shots he's given. So just imagine Klay on his own team, bro. More freedom, green light. They built a team around him like they built around Steph. They knew Steph wasn't the best defender, so they got defenders around him. And Klay's not the best guy with the handles, so they can just get somebody who's really good at handles, and he'll just do the same thing he did with Golden State, but have more shots a game, and he will be the superstar on that team, and he'll be leading his team to the playoffs. Not saying he's going to win it all, because you can't win by yourself. You need another star to help you win. But Klay Thompson would show you something special if he was on his own team. Only reason he doesn't do that now is because Klay Thompson is not a selfish player, and he realized, to get rid of his ego, and that he could win more games and more titles potentially with Steph than just being on his own. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I just had to let you know that Klay Thompson is a superstar, and I had to provide some stats to prove why that is. As always, do not forget to hit the like button, comment below. Do you think I'm crazy for thinking Klay is a superstar, and am I overrating him, or do you agree if Klay had his own team and he was given the opportunity to be a superstar on his own team, that Klay Thompson could do that? And don't forget to subscribe. But wait! Before you go, make sure to follow us on our Twitch channel. See, we play so many games on our Twitch channel. We play some sports games. We play Minecraft. We play the RPGs like Final Fantasy and Monster Hunters and A Devil May Cry. Also, we'll play any games that you recommend for us. And do not forget to join the Patreon E&Kidd podcast pirate game. So, man, over there is a way for you to support us and help us achieve our dream of becoming full-time YouTubers, which means we'll be able to publish more content because we have the money to be able to do this full-time. Also, the equipment will be better, so it'll be better videos in general than the ones we have so far. Also, you can recommend content if you choose like the $5 option. The $3 option is the $5 option. If you choose the $5 option, you'll be able to recommend some content that you guys would like. Also, we didn't forget about you guys. We are creating merch. Jordan is getting merch. He's the very first Patreon subscriber in general, and Nami was the very first Patreon subscriber subscribing from our Twitch. So those two people are getting custom made merchandise made for them from the EMP podcast. And outside of that, man, until next time, I'm out.